Dionne Jackson Miller versus Desmond McKenzie, JLP press conference meltdown. Tom drunk, but Tom no fool. And Jamaica definitely no fool either.
Sister ain't take with for idiot. Something? Tom drunk, but Tom no fool. I mean a fool, I mean no say one no fool either. So listen to all of that. Take from it what you will. All right?
We witnessed one of the most embarrassing press conference moments from the Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie. And trust me, Dionne Jackson Miller wasn't having it. Because 3 weeks straight, Dion asked the same simple question, and every week all she gets is sidestepping, deflecting, and pure story come to bump excuses. This right here, this is why Jamaicans are waking up. We not idiot.
First of all, I understand how busy the Prime Minister is. Clearly, he can't visit everywhere, but he has visited some areas. Can you explain why it took the PM 2 weeks to visit the worst affected communities in eastern Westmoreland, and then seemingly only because a bunch of Caribbean Prime Ministers were visiting?
So Dion Jackson Miller asks again, politely, professionally, why did the Prime Minister take 2 full weeks before visiting the worst affected areas of East and Westmoreland? A reasonable question, a fair question, a question any leader should easily answer. But instead of addressing it, here comes Minister Desmond McKenzie, giving the same speech he gave last week.
In relation to the question of the Prime Minister taking 2 weeks to visit the areas, the Prime Minister did yesterday explain that Jamaica don't have the luxury of a lot of helicopters. The Prime Minister did, within less than 48 hours, visited all the parishes that were affected. So the Prime Minister did, in fact, visited all the parishes that were affected within the first 48 hours, but a more extensive tour was done in Westmoreland because Westmoreland was the area that the hurricane entered the island.
I'm going to completely ignore the answer about how Jamaica doesn't have a whole lot of helicopters because we're talking about moving the Prime Minister of Jamaica, so, please. Secondly, the Minister is, of course, ignoring again my question about the Prime Minister not having visited the worst affected areas of East and Westmoreland. Well, probably because they don't really have an answer.
And the week before that, Jamaica doesn't have the luxury of helicopters. The Prime Minister visited all parishes within 48 hours. A more extensive tour was done in Westmoreland. Sir, what does that have to do with the question? Dionne wasn't asking about helicopter shortage. She wasn't asking about all parishes. She asked why the Prime Minister never visit the worst areas for 2 whole weeks. Dionne said, sir, we not idiot. Dionne responds, calm but firm. The minister completely ignored the question. Helicopter argument make no sense.
And what the Prime Minister did by taking the team of CARICOM leaders was something good, because the Prime Minister could have gone to St. Elizabeth, he could have gone to Hanover, but we went to Westmoreland, and no one should try to put anything, any motive at all whatsoever with where the Prime Minister have visited. Okay, the Prime Minister have visited all of the affected areas.
We are talking about moving the Prime Minister, not delivering 500 people. And still, the Prime Minister did not visit the worst affected parts of Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth. Maybe because they don't have an answer. Jamaica felt that. Diplomatic but deadly accurate. Dionne, Tom drunk but Tom no fool. Desmond McKenzie doubles down instead of clarifying. Desmond drifts deeper. No one should try to put any motive. The PM visited everywhere. Respect that the government has been working. Everything can't happen in one day. A whole heap of words, but still no answer to the original question. Because here's the reality. The disaster didn't start yesterday. Jamaicans have been suffering for weeks. No water, no food, no roof. And the PM was in Africa on photo ops while citizens were begging for help. So the people deserve clarity, not storytelling. Dion ends it with one of the most legendary lines in Jamaican journalism. You know something? Tom drunk, but Tom no fool. And me certainly no fool. I mean, all of you out there no fool either.
You know, sister didn't take with idiot. You know, Tom drunk, but Tom no fool. And me no fool, and me no say no fool either. So listen to all of that. Take from it what you will, all right?
Translation? Stop insulting Jamaica's intelligence. This is Michy Dex. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, Jamaica watching, the world watching, and we not fool.